say what you will about this movie, it does have a very distinct identity. Alright, hello again everyone. We're on to the next animated movie that I've been requested to watch before I wrap up to 2023 stuff. This is Merry Little Batman. I believe this was an Amazon exclusive, which I don't usually try to do streaming stuff too much, but I'll make an exception in this case. This one is an animated film that's very much, again, following around Christmas, that does have a very distinct artistic style that stars Damian Wayne, who's left at home alone, after a Batman who has been in retirement since Damian was born is called back into action, and the supervillains start to act up while he is away. Thus, Damian must assume his own mantle of Batman and go out and fight the villains and try to save Gotham, all the while not really knowing what he's doing and kind of making things worse. So right off the bat, like, obviously, like, the hardcore comic people, this is not for you. Like, right out of the bat. Like, this is not lore heavy. This is not pulling from some obscure material. This is clearly meant for children. And I think for a children's movie, like slightly older audience than the Mighty Pups movie, but still, like, relatively little kids. And honestly, for that demographic, I think this movie's perfectly fine. Like, I actually like this movie okay. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is amazing, but, like, you know, I walked away like, you know what, that was feel good, that was enjoyable. I liked the unique art style. It's kind of like, almost like deliberately ugly kind of art style. Everyone kind of has almost like a Hallmark greeting card like feel to them, and in a weird way it kind of works. It was kind of fun to see Luke Wilson, who plays Batman, kind of play a different, like a very dadified version of Batman, where he is kind of the overprotective father figure. He's kind of lost his grim dark edges, and he just seems more just like wanting to be a good dad. And I thought, you know what, like, kind of refreshing, kind of enjoyed that. Damian also, I don't really think matches his comic book counterpart too much. And again, it's clearly not supposed to, so it's one of those cases, like, that doesn't really matter. But he does kind of still follow the same beat of wanting to take in his father's footsteps and not being ready for it, but he thinks he's ready, so he kind of takes it on with this bat suit that I guess his father designed for him when he was old enough. But in that bat suit, there's a little Batman AI that he communicates with, and they kind of have communications about like various conversations about what, like, kind of like his own. Oh, someone coming this way? No, I'm good. And he kind of has conversations about, like, you know, like what his father went through and kind of what he wants for him. And he kind of becomes this mutual understanding about just how being Batman can be difficult, and like why his father want to protect him from it, and what he needs to do to kind of take on this mantle. And also what his father's lost and what he wants for his son. So I really like that angle of it. I do like that exploration. I do think it was well done. The other villain characters kind of have all like unique kooky designs. They're all like, I wouldn't say pretty to look at, but they're all interesting to look at. And they make, for like Alfred in particular, they really gave him like this over top old man design. I also kind of feel bad for him, but yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot to say about this one either, so much as it's exactly what you think it's going to be when you just look at the poster or the trailer. It's a simple, small little story. It's a different take on Batman. It's an enjoyable little romp. Elements of Die Hard, little elements of I don't know, other movies, but it's got a unique identity. It's got a unique style, and I respect it. I don't think I'd ever watch it again, but for something sat through once, I can say, like, I had a good time with it. I think it's well made, and I think it lands where it counts. And it's kind of cool to see them kind of try a different animation style and try a different kind of story with these animated films. And I wish they kind of do that more. I wish they would branch out outside of Batman. I would like to see more other characters get the spotlight. And I honestly preferred these anime movies when they were kind of one-shots, as opposed to what they've been doing the last few years, which try to make them interconnected stories, interconnected universes. I always liked it better when they were just kind of one-shots and you were done. Because like it gave you the opportunity to explore different stories and different animation styles and kind of experiment more with it, kind of like what this movie does. But they kind of lost it over the way, so it's nice to try to pull something new from that and try something new with that. And for the most part, I had a good time with it. So, on to the next movie.